Hey guys, welcome back into the Warlock of Wifi channel here on YouTube. We are going to take a look at the developer update from September of 2020. This is going to be going into the PTB here soon, and we'll be looking at everything that they are making changes, and there are a lot of changes on the way that you all need to be aware of. Run onto the PTB and test out to see how they work, if they're going to be nerfs, if they're going to be buffs, or if they're going to be nothing burgers. As always, here on Warlock of Wifi, we focus a lot of time on the game Dead by Daylight, so if that's your thing, smash that subscribe button below and consider hitting the notification bell so you'll know when our next video comes out. I try to make videos at least 2 times a week. A lot of times I've got 3 days, but I get as many videos in as I possibly can. I'd love to hear back from you. What you would like to see, just let me know in the comments below. So, today is September 25th. These are the developer updates that are now available, according to the forums. Here we go. Alright, so the first major change they are coming up with are some changes for the Executioner. Yes, that's right, Pyramid Head is getting some changes. The first of the 2 changes that they are making is they're increasing the delay after canceling Rites of Judgment before Pyramid Head can attack. The reason for this is to add a downside to canceling your power at each pallet or window. They're also going to decrease the delay after attacking with Punishment of the Damned. Missing an attack with Punishment of the Damned can feel very punishing. The cooldown after attacking is fairly long, which gives the survivor a lot of time to gain distance. By lowering the cooldown, you'll be able to use the power more liberally without having it backfire as hard as if you missed. So that's the 2 changes coming for Executioner. Looks like they are adding some time for when you cancel your Rites of Judgment, but they are going to decrease the delay after attacking with Punishment of the Damned. I think those are 2 big changes for the Executioner that aren't going to be that big, that will address a lot of the frustrations that players are seeing with this character. Alright, so the first on this is Trail of Torment. If the killer is undetectable too often, it can easily become overwhelming and start to overshadow actual stealth-based killers. After watching, they're comfortable with giving it a buff. The undetectable status effect will now remain active until the mark generator stops regressing, or until a survivor is put in a dying state by any means. That's an interesting dynamic according to their post. I can't wait to see what that does. Forced Penance has some interesting applications, but the duration seems a little low. So they are increasing the duration of the broken effect by 20 seconds across all tiers. And Blood Pact. Blood Pact's haste effect is nice to have, but it did not last long enough for it to have much use. They're scrapping the duration of the haste effect and instead making it last indefinitely until the 2 survivors are no longer within 16 meters of each other. So those are 3 perk changes coming. Trail of Torment, Forced Penance, and Blood Pact. There are also some miscellaneous perk changes coming. The first one on the list is Any Means Necessary. They've reduced the cooldown to only 60 seconds and added a score event for resetting a pallet. The next one on the list is Cruel Limits. They've increased it from 24 to 32 meters. They had some concerns that may be a little too overpowerful at 24, but it turned out to be a non-issue, so they're increasing that range. For the People is getting a score event for using its ability. Mindbreaker is having the exhaustion effect attached to it increased. Slippery Meat. They've removed the bear trap escape chance, and they've added an increased chance to self-unhook. Thanatophobia. Another change here. They've removed the hill speed penalty, but they've increased the penalty for everything else. So now survivors will heal at normal rates. The nanophobia will not have any effect on that, but everything else that they do will have an increased penalty attached to it. We're gonna live forever. Probably the survivor equivalent of barbecue and chili is getting a buff here. They've added some new ways to get tokens. They've added increased healing speed when healing a dying survivor when you have it as well. So that's going to be nice on the survivor side. Technician is getting a buff. Now there is a 100% chance that the explosion will not occur with Technician. However, they've increased the penalty for missed skill checks with it. Pop Goes the Weasel is getting a change, although it's not a nerf and it's not a buff. They decreased the time the perk stays active to just 45 seconds. And as they say here, originally when Pop Goes the Weasel came out, it had a 30-second cooldown and was buffed to a 60-second cooldown. But now they are seeing that killers are not going directly to generators and kicking them, so they're shortening this down to 45 seconds at tier 3. So those are the changes for the perks. They've also are looking at changing doing some simplification to the perks themselves. Currently tier 3 perks can either be rare or very rare, so that makes it very difficult when you're looking, because if you never noticed, and I had to actually find this out by myself, that the perks are in alphabetical order based off of their rarity. So all the very rares are in alphabetical order, all the rares are in alphabetical order, and all the uncommons are in alphabetical order. So once I learned that, it made it greatly increased my chances of actually finding the perk I was looking for. So what they are doing now is, if we read here, currently tier 3 perks can either be rare or very rare. This can make it difficult to find the perk you're looking for, since the perk list is sorted not just alphabetically but across the classes. So perk rarity will match the tier of the perk, either uncommon, rare, or very rare. So they're just making it easier for you to be able to find perks if you're doing some sort of list that you found online and want to do a Monto build, or hey, maybe even a Warlock of Wifi build. Last but not least, the September 2020 dev update that's going on to PTB will have some of the graphics updates for them at Millen Estate. Here are some of the beautiful views here that are going to be going into the game very soon. So we can see those over on the PTB here soon. All of the changes that we have looked at here will be on the PTB starting September the 29th. So on Tuesday, September 29th, we'll be able to go in and take a look at these changes and actually test them out. But what are your thoughts? Do you think these are buffs? Do you think these are nerfs? And as I said, are these nothing burgers? Are these just nothing that's really going to change gameplay at all? Which one of these perks changes are you most looking forward to? And for those of you who play the Executioner, what do you think of these changes? Comment below and let me know. As always, hit that subscribe button below to get weekly updates here from Warlock of Wifi on the game Dead by Daylight. Love to have you as a subscriber. Take care and see you in the fog.